So we had that most beautiful passage
Yes.
that began alive in a dead rotating universe
Yeah.
and ended with a mighty guidance leads us still through all.
Through all.
And I think we discussed everything. Huh?
Yes, we did.
Good. So we'll begin with after we have served.
Yeah. Book 1, Canto 4, Secret Knowledge, page 59. After we have served this great divided world, God's bliss and oneness are our inborn right. A date is fixed in the calendar of the unknown, an anniversary of the birth sublime. Our soul shall justify its checkered walk. All will come near that now is not or far.
It's good reading. I would go a little bit slower on the word anniversary.
Okay.
Because it's anniversary.
Okay.
An anniversary of the birth sublime. So Sri Aurobindo gives it 2 beats. Anniversary.
Okay.
An anniversary of the birth sublime. Otherwise, perfect reading.
Okay. Should I read it again or move on?
Yes, read it again.
Yeah. After we have served this great divided world, God's bliss.
No. You first did it. You didn't drop the world. You said after we have served this great divided
world.
And this time you said world.
Okay, I dropped. Okay.
Yeah.
After we have served this great divided world, God's bliss and oneness are our inborn right. A date is fixed in the calendar of the unknown, an anniversary of the birth sublime. Our soul shall justify its checkered walk. All will come near that now is not or far.
So very interesting. He says, after we have served this great divided world. So after that seems to mean when we leave our body.
Body, yeah.
God's bliss and oneness are our inborn right. But then he says, because there's a period after right.
Yeah.
He says, a date is fixed in the calendar of the unknown, an anniversary of the birth sublime. The birth sublime is the coming of the divine into man in the earth for me, because he capitalizes the B in birth.
Okay.
It could be the Divine Mother. It could be the Avatar.
Okay.
But then he says, our soul shall justify its checkered walk. What is checkered?
Checkered usually is like the cross.
No, there's a game called checkers or drafts.
Okay.
And the pieces move diagonally.
Okay. Yeah.
So you see, it's checkered.
Yeah.
It's a walk that's checkered. It's not a straight walk. Unfortunately, if we could go straight to the divine, it would be a lot easier.
Okay.
But no, our walk is always checkered. There are delays. There are side routes that we take. There are so many interruptions in our walk to the divine. It's a checkered walk.
Okay.
All will come near that now is naught or far. Naught is nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
So
like zero. Yeah.
Everything is going to come near.
Okay.
And this is his promise to us. And we'll carry on because he continues.
Yeah. These calm and distant mights shall act at last, immovably ready for their destined task.
Destined.
Destined task. The ever-wise, compassionate brilliances await the sound of the incarnate's voice to leap and bridge the chasms?
No, chasms.
Chasms.
The H is silent.
Okay. To leap and bridge the chasms of ignorance and heal the hollow yearnings, no, and heal the hollow yearning gulfs of life and fill the abyss that is the universe. I didn't quite get those lines. I'll read it again.
Yeah, they're not so easy, but we'll make them clear.
Okay.
Read it again.
These calm and distant mights shall act at last, immovably ready for their, how did you pronounce the word?
Destined.
Destined. Immovably ready for their destined task. The ever-wise, compassionate brilliances await the sound of the incarnate's voice.
Voice.
Await the sound of the incarnate's voice to leap and bridge the chasms of ignorance and heal the hollow yearning gulfs of life and fill the abyss that is the universe.
I don't know if abyss is correct or abyss, so we have to look it up, huh?
Okay. Abyss. The British pronunciation for me it is giving us abyss. It's not it's abyss.
Let's see. Abyss.
Abyss.
Abyss. Yes, that's what I said. Yeah. Abyss is correct.
Abyss.
Okay, let's go over those lines because they're very important.
Yeah.
These all will come near that now is naught or far. These calm and distant mights shall act at last. So these calm and distant mights that are always there to help us. But we've learned previously that they are not moved by our sorrow, our pain, our joy, our experiences. But they will act at last.
Yeah.
Immovably ready for their destined task. They cannot be moved. They're immovably ready. They are ready for that destined task. Think of destiny. And you'll have destined.
Destined. Okay.
Destiny, destined.
Yeah.
The ever-wise, compassionate, and then he capitalizes the B, brilliances. They await the sound of the incarnate's voice. The incarnate for Sri Aurobindo is very important because it can be used as a verb or a noun. Incarnate thy wisdom. That's a verb. But the incarnate, and then incarnation. He says an incarnation is the divine consciousness and being manifesting through the body. Now, incarnate, I have embodied in flesh, given a bodily, especially a human form. So the incarnate here is a capital I.
Yeah.
And so it has to be the divine consciousness and being.
In the being, okay.
That is manifested through the body. Okay. Very important, huh?
So it's like divine consciousness in the body?
Manifested in the body.
Manifested in the body.
Incarnate's voice. So the incarnate is, but we can't really say that because The incarnate is manifested, and they're waiting for the sound of that incarnate's voice, that heavenly voice, that divine voice. They await that sound of his voice to be able to leap, and bridge the chasms of ignorance. So look, we have chasm, we have gulfs, and we have abyss. The next those three lines.
Yeah.
They're all different forms of this huge crater, you could say.
Yeah.
Gulf of life. Gulf.
Yeah.
Gulf is something very deep. Abyss is even deeper. Chasms are deep cuts in the earth. So to leap and bridge the chasms of ignorance. So he calls it the chasms of ignorance, and heal the hollow, yearning gulfs of life, and fill the abyss that is the universe. You see how those three lines are so tied together by those three words: chasms, gulfs, and abyss.
Gulfs and abyss. Yeah.
Marvelous. See? Now, when we go through this together, and I ask Sri Aurobindo always to guide me, because there cannot be any ego personality in our work on Savitri. If I make a correction, it is made only in love and with a divine prayer for progress. There's never a criticism. Never. Okay, let's carry on.
I also felt those three lines to be very, very, like something really stirring when I read that. Like, it felt very good after reading earlier, because we were reading some, the last page had a lot of them not listening to our cries and, calling our pain, like it's addressing our pain and all of that. And then this is like in the same page, I felt like a complete shift when the page ends. Like, here really like it's like the promise of, like even the ever wise and compassionate brilliances are waiting for that voice to come.
But we have to also remember that he is the maker and the world he made. He is the vision and he is the seer. He is himself the actor and the act. Yes. And then he has, for the first time, which we're going to find out a lot more later, there are two who are one.
Okay.
And play in many worlds. And this is Purusha and Prakriti, Sri Aurobindo and Mother. The two who are one.
Yeah. Here.
Now he's going to take us to the other side.
Okay. Here, meanwhile, at the spirit's opposite pole, in the mystery of the deeps that God has built, for his adore below the thinker's sight.
For his abode.
For his abode, okay. For his abode below the thinker's sight. In this compromise of a stark absolute truth, with the light that dwells near the dark end of things, in this tragic comedy of divine disguise, this long far seeking for joy ever near in the grandiose dream of which the world is made, in this gold dome on a black dragon base, the conscious force that acts in nature's breast, a dark-robed laborer in the cosmic scheme, carrying clay images of unborn gods, executrix of the inevitable idea, hampered, enveloped by the hoops of fate, patient trustee of slow eternal time, absolves from hour to hour her secret change. All she foresees is
her secret charge.
secret charge, secret
And
charge.
that's like 14 lines.
Yeah, that was, and still I felt like, it still didn't end. I felt like I need to read for the completion of the feeling.
But we
Shall I-
should go over that first.
Okay, let's go
There's
through
so
that.
much here.
Yeah.
So the spirit's opposite pole is what we would call the darkness and the negativity, which it really isn't, but it is because it's still the spirit. And he capitalizes the S, spirit's opposite pole. In the mystery of the deeps that God has built, well, God has built light. But that light has thousands and thousands of degrees. And as it descends, it seems to us to get darker and darker until there's no light. But there's always light because God is always there.
Yeah.
So there has to be always light.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard in the recording from our Sunday YouTube session of yours and Vladimir's discussion of how Shurbindo went down and down and beneath. I'm not sure of Shurbindo or the mother, where they were going. It came in the discussion of the word inconscience. And from there, where it was like going deeper and deeper. And at the bottom, once they went so deep into that, and still there was light there.
Yes. At the bottom of the inconscient.
Yes.
Most hard and rigid.
Yes.
And narrow and stifling. I struck upon an almighty spring that cast me up forthwith into a limitless vast, vibrating with the seeds of a new world. That's Mother.
That's Mother. Okay. Wow. Okay. From where is that? Is that
I don't know where it comes from, but I memorized it.
Okay.
I don't remember. I could find it. You can also look it up in our Mother and Sri Aurobindo.in. That's how.
Yeah. You meant.
And then you can.
And the last sentence. Can you give me the last sentence?
Vibrating with the seeds of a new world. Vibrating with the seeds of
new world.
Seeds of a new world. And you put that in the search bar, and you'll get.
Okay.
So for his abode is what?
Like a staying place, like a
where you live.
haven. Yeah, where you live.
For his abode below the thinker's sight. In this compromise of a stark absolute truth with the light that dwells near the dark end of things. There it is. With the light that dwells near the dark end of things. So it's a compromise of this truth with the light that dwells near the dark end of things. It's a tragic comedy. So Shakespeare was known for his tragic comedies. Tragic comedy. So it's one word. It means a work with tragedy and comedy at the same time. Of divine disguise. So it's not really a comedy because it's of a divine disguise. It's sort of a tragic comedy, but it's disguised by the divine. This long, far seeking for joy ever near. Mother tells us that all the time. She says, you're always looking for this, and it's right there inside of you. That joy, that light, the divine. And that line is so important to us. This long, far seeking for joy ever near. In this grandiose, and here grandiose is used in the old understanding of great, vast, not negative.
Yeah.
Today we would use it negatively.
Mm.
Oh, he's a grandiose figure, or his words.
Yeah.
No, it's not that at all. It's a very positive.
Yeah, we came across this word earlier also when we were reading.
Very good. In this grandiose dream of which the world is made, in this gold dome on a black dragon base. Wow. So you see, the gold dome is sitting on a black dragon base,
Yeah.
the inconscient.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
The conscious force that acts in nature's breast, who is a dark-robed laborer in the cosmic scheme, who carries clay images of unborn gods, is also the executrix of the inevitable idea. The executrix, he often uses this word to describe mother, Prakriti.
Okay.
The executrix is Prakriti. The hampered, she's hampered.
Mm-hmm.
She's enveloped by the hoops of fate, but she's a patient trustee of slow eternal time, and she absolves from hour to hour her secret charge. So, although it seems to us that the world moves on and doesn't make much headway towards the light, Mother is a patient trustee.
Mm.
She has all time, as nature is a patient trustee,
Mm-hmm.
who has all time for this change. And so from hour to hour, not our sense of 60 minutes, but hour to hour, she absolves her secret charge. In other words, her secret charge is the supermental,
Mm-hmm.
and for man to become divine.
Mm.
That's her secret charge.
Mm.
So now you can continue.
All she foresees is masked imperative depths.
No, all she foresees in masked imperative depths.
All she foresees in masked imperative depths. The dumb intention of the unconscious gulfs. Answers to a will that sees upon the heights. And the evolving word's first syllable, ponderous, brute sensed, contains its luminous close, privy to a summit victory's vast descent, and the portent of the soul's immense uprise.
The word is privy.
Privy, okay.
Privy. If you're privy to something,
I don't know this word.
Okay. You're aware of it. Someone has shared something with you, and therefore you become privy to it.
Like to keep a secret?
Not a secret exactly, but
keep something like private between.
Yes, a little bit, only for you. Privy, Privy, made a participant in knowledge of something private or secret.
Yeah, okay.
And usually it's followed by the word privy to. And Sri Aurobindo does use privy to.
Okay.
Privy is usually followed by the word to, T-O. So now you are privy to a conversation with me.
Hmm. Okay, got it.
Okay, got it. Good.
Yeah.
She foresees everything.
Yeah.
All she foresees in masked, imperative depths. Wow, these are powerful depths.
Hmm.
She sees well, she knows that the dumb intention of the unconscious gulfs answers to a will that sees upon the heights. And the evolving word's first syllable, which for me is always Om,
Mm-hmm.
ponderous, brute sense, contains its luminous close. So we say when we sing Om,
Hmm.
that first sound the baby makes when it comes out is oh, and at the end of our life,
Hmm.
and that is Om.
Okay.
So it contains its close.
Hmm.
The first syllable, which is O,
Hmm.
contains its close, luminous close,
Hmm.
privy to a summit victory's vast descent, and the portent of the soul's immense uprise. Portent, it's like a secret happening. That's a secret thing that's going to happen, and I'll give it to you exactly because it's an important word. Portent. Portent is portent, an indication or omen of something about to happen,
Okay.
especially something momentous.
Okay.
So portent is something. It's an immense thing, and he says uses of the soul's immense uprise. So privy to a summit victory's vast descent, and this we can understand most clearly from Sri Aurobindo's symbol.
Hmm.
The lower triangle that goes up
Yeah.
is us aspiring to the divine, and the descending triangle is the divine's answer.
Hmm.
So privy to a summit victory's vast descent, privy to it means aware of it. Okay?
Yeah.
And the portent of the soul's immense uprise. Wow.
Uprise.
Something great is going to happen. See?
Happen. Yeah.
Yes. Now,
Yeah.
I would like to go just a little bit longer because it is so beautiful here, and I'd like you to read just a bit.
Okay.
All here.
All here where each thing seems its lonely self are figures of the soul transcendent one. Only by him they are. His breath is their life. An unseen presence molds the oblivious clay. A playmate in the mighty mother's game, one came upon the dubious, whirling globe to hide from her pursuit in force and form. A secret spirit in the inconscious sleep, a shapeless energy, a voiceless word. He was here before the elements could emerge, before there was light of mind or life could breathe.
And there we are. Because now we are going to see so many new things.
Okay.
Okay, so first he tells us that the Purusha is a playmate in the Mighty Mother's game.
Mm.
One came upon the dubious, doubtful, dubious, whirling, whirling,
Whirling. Okay.
whirling.
Okay.
Can you pronounce it for me?
Whirling.
Good.
Whirling.
One came upon the dubious, whirling globe to hide from her pursuit in force and form.
Mm.
A secret spirit in the unconscious sleep, a shapeless energy, a voiceless word. He was here before the elements could emerge, before there was light of mind or even life could breathe. So he's telling us that the Purusha, the creator of the worlds, was here even before the mind came or even before life could breathe. So that we know that even the stone has a consciousness. Sri Aurobindo has a line, and in the worm foresees the coming God. And when we can open ourselves so fully that we can feel the divine even in the lowest form of life, we are making great progress. I have trouble with cockroaches. I'm not quite able to see the divine in them yet.
I can totally resonate.
But we have to get there to see that everything is a manifestation of the divine. Once I wrote to Mother, because when we were beginning the work of the Matrimandir Gardens, we would work for a month planting things. Oh, gosh. And in one day, all these insects would come and eat everything, almost everything. And I asked Mother, was there a consciously hostile force behind the insects? Mother says, no, it is not like that. They do good and they do bad. How do they do good? They pollinate fruits. They bring the pollen from one plant to another. So they multiply in the earth. The flies have to go into a certain flower to pollinate it because nothing else pollinates it. And so we see that insects do good and do bad. And basically what I learned from Mother there was balance. Achieve a balance. Today my squirrels get a lot of the bird food. What can I do? You see. So we have to see that, we have to understand that this shapeless energy, this voiceless word, he was here before the elements could emerge. Before there was light of mind or life could breathe, he was here. And so when they asked Sri Aurobindo, what have you been doing since the world began, since the earth began? He said, carrying on the evolution. Simply that. And of course, Mother said I was here since the beginning of the earth. Whenever there was the possibility of a growth in evolution, I was here. And I'll finish with a story of Mother in France during World War II. The Germans were bombing, and these two parents were leaving, and the two children were just behind them. And a bomb hit the two parents and killed them. And the children, after a while, started crying, asking Mary for milk. And his Mother said their prayer was so strong, I had to go and give them milk.
Thank you so much, Narad. Namaste.